So I've been notoriously hard on second-year quarterback Jake Browning, right? The pride of Washington University. But when you come across new information, especially from people whose opinions you really respect and trust, it's okay to change your mind, right? And I'm back in on Jake Browning. I'm fully all in on Jake Browning. Mainly it's because of Mannion and Stanley, but it's almost like when you have new information, you can form new opinions. It's just so weird. Yeah, the Kubiaks love him. Arm strength, which was a major concern about him coming into the Vikings, apparently is improving and is fine. So we're back in on good old number 3. Let's talk about him today. So background, real quick. 6'2", 211, 24 years old, former 4-star recruit coming out of the Folsom, California, just to watch him die. Wait, no. Yeah, that's Folsom City Blues. Whatever. Through 91 touchdowns his senior year. I mean, in high school, you play 14 games, maybe? Wow. Just absolutely insane. Mr. Football for the state of California, both his junior and senior year. Pretty great. Excited to take his talents up to Seattle and started right away for the Huskies, 4-year starter. And his most impressive season came as a true sophomore in 2016 when he threw for 3,430 yards, 43 touchdowns, 9 picks, and a quarterback rating of 167.5. But remember, college quarterback ratings on a scale of like 400 or something like that. So, yeah, whatever. But also, Washington that year, he did have John Ross. He did have Dante Pettis. He got John Ross paid, by the way. Well, also John Ross running at 40, but yeah, whatever. First team all Pac-12, as well as Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, 6th in the Heisman voting. And frankly, there's a good chance that Browning, if he was able to declare that year, remember he was a true sophomore 2016, if he was able to come out in the 2017 draft, he may have been the first quarterback taken. And that was the draft where Trubisky, Ponder went 3, and then some guys named Mahomes and Watson, right? So I don't know. Browning could have firmly been in that mix, but was on the draft radar headed into 2017, 2018, and also like the Heisman short list, Johnny Unitas, Golden Arm, all that stuff, but just never really did anything with it. Had 2 more meh seasons in Washington, ended up going undrafted. Just in Washington, like the talent around him, both the receivers and O-line sort of eroded. Also, apparently he had secret shoulder surgery after his sophomore year. So that could have, conflated his issues, both his junior and senior year. I mean, the guy never had a cannon for an arm, but it just really showed noticeably his final 2 years. Compare 2016 Browning tape versus the final 2 years in Washington. It's like night and day. It's like you're watching 2 different players, to be honest. Like we said, went undrafted. But then the Vikings were like, we're in. We're not going to spend one of our 17 7th-round picks on you, but we'll sign you as a UDFA for a $140,000 signing bonus, which is the largest signing bonus in UDFA history. They spent more on Jake Browning than some teams use on the entire UDFA class, which is just kind of funny. And he did in training camp and preseason. Actually didn't even get too many reps because a lot of them were going to Mannion as well as Kyle, Jerome, Ezekiel, Sluter. But did get action in 2 preseason games. Went 10 of 13 for 64 yards and a pick, a 54.6 quarterback rating. So it's whatever, right? So since he hasn't played, practice squad, didn't make the roster, all that stuff. So what has changed? No OTAs, no rookie camp. Why the sudden change of heart with Jake Browning? Well, like we said, I mean, the other options are Sean Mannion and Nate Stanley, so we have to pick a favorite here. But also, we are hearing that the Kubiaks are in love with Jake Browning, both Gary Kubiak as well as Clint Kubiak. Also, the armstring, which was a major issue his final 2 years in Washington. Apparently that's coming around. He did have some serious shoulder issues, which is one of the big drawbacks for us, and also one of the big reasons why he wouldn't have drafted. But apparently that's starting to round into form. And obviously this is all anecdotal. And of course, most people in Browning's camp are just going to be like, armor shot. Yeah, it's gone. It's Cam Newton. It's done, right? But I have faith. I'm starting to come around. Browning can certainly put up some numbers. He's got very solid accuracy, decent mobility in the pocket. And if the Kubiaks are in, I'm in. Like, Gary Kubiak knows slightly like dental floss thin, like Johan Santana, Pedro Martinez, ERA thin amount more about quarterbacks than I do. I mean, he made a Pro Bowl out of Matt Schaub. So I'm going to trust this man's judgment, right? So maybe the emergence of Browning and the faith in Browning with Kubiak and also with Spielman, could be why the Vikings didn't feel like they need to upgrade over placeholder Sean Mannion or take a quarterback before the ass end of the 7th round in Nate Stanley. That could be it. Just no alien abductions for Kirk one time. But yeah, I'm starting to come around with Jake Browning. We'll see what he does in training camp and preseason, and maybe he'll show a little something in year 2. But your thoughts, Jake Browning, year 2 coming out of Washington. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You want to support the work? Post on the Venmo. Plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skull, production value.